So my wife picked me up a mocha pot, and kind of excited about it because this is the first time I've seen a mocha pot that has a glass container on the top, not an aluminum, which is kind of interesting. So if you don't know what a mocha pot is, this is a way to make right below an espresso, but it's not coffee. It gives you a little bit more stronger of a coffee taste. It has a ring on the bottom, which is your gasket to connect down to the base here, and the steam that starts at the bottom actually pushes the hot water and the steam through the bottom and then through the here, and then it comes out the top and collects in this. Now I have already placed the water in the bottom, and you place the water right to the valve area, which is right here, and this is just an outlet valve so that if it gets too hot, it can let off steam without being a dangerous situation. So to do this, go ahead and put the filter in like that. And I've already ground my coffee. I've done 21 grams. I'm hoping that's about the right amount, and maybe a little bit fine, but it should be okay. And I'm just using the tools that I have available with me with my espresso to get everything in. Now, unlike espresso, you do not actually tamp this. So I'm just going to go like this to get it to all go down. And I'm just using this ring, which is a dosing ring, so it doesn't fly out everywhere while I'm doing this. And then make sure that your ring and your filter is in here correctly, because you don't want that to be miscentered and unaligned. And then you just tie this down so it's nice and tight, and then just put it onto a high heat. And what you want to do is, when you start seeing it come up, you're going to let it start to come up and then lower the heat or bring it back off the heat a little bit so that it doesn't completely overboil it. You want it to come out nice and slow. So we'll come back whenever it is boiling. All right, so you can see it's starting to come up in, and if we lift the pot a little bit, you can see here where it's starting to come out of the top and then down into the thing, and it's doing a really good job. And like I said, I'm going to back it off the heat a little bit, because if you let it go too fast, you get it starting to spurt like that. And if it spurts, you're not going to get a good flavor. And you're just going to let it nice and slowly pull the rest of the way out and just let it go. And give it a little bit more heat. And you can see down here that the valve is doing its job, and every once in a while you can see that there's a bubble of hot water that's coming out of there, trying to keep it at the right pressure. All right, I'm going to back it off a little bit because it's starting to really go crazy again. And when you know it's done is whenever it starts really spurting a lot without any kind of water or liquid coming out at all. And you can see there's a nice crema starting to pop on the top, and that's because I'm using fresh ground beans. You're going to get a better taste and a better flavor with fresh ground beans always. And this is an Italian blend of beans. And again, I used about 21 grams, so it looks like I measured out pretty good at first.
It smells amazing.
It does smell amazing. So we're going to let it go a little bit longer, and there's no mark saying exactly where you need to stop, so it's more by feel, more by look, and just watching it to make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. All right, so it's done. It's starting to spurt air. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off, and I have some cold water running here, and I'm just going to run that under the cold water, and that just helps to stop it from trying to extract more. Now don't do that on the glass, obviously. I'm just doing it on the bottom. And there you go. So let's go ahead. I'm going to grab my cup. I'm a sugar guy, so I'm going to do a little bit of sugar. I'm going to go ahead and pop that down. And I'm going to try to do about, ounces, because usually coffee is measured in ounces. So anyways, so I gave myself about a half a cup. You can see that's really dark. I'm going to go ahead and add just milk in it. I'm just going to do just a little bit of milk to not only cool it off, but it's going to be really strong. So cheers. First cup's always the worst because you don't have everything dialed in exactly. And honestly, for the first cup, that's pretty good. It's very smooth and very bold. It's actually really good. So if you're looking for a mocha pot that has a glass top, check it out. I'm very impressed. The flow of it was nice and even coming out. It wasn't spurting too much. and super simple to use. And I love the style of it. I just think it looks really nice. So check it out.